20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay. Rap your city. Let me see the mic. Rap your city. Give me the mic. Rap your city. I got you. Rap your city. I'm gonna tell you about mine. Rap your city.
It's time for us to go live, so rep your city. I really would appreciate if y'all roll with me. Feeling this music cause it makes me wanna step. And if you don't want it to, then you lying to yourself. Cause every time we party, we gon' have fun. I don't know about you, but I'ma rep where I'm from.
Rap your city. Okay. Rap your city. Let me see the mic. Rap your city. Give me the mic. Rap your city.
Welcome to the RYC Live show this evening. I am Artistic, your host for tonight, and this is Rep Your City RYC Live. And this is Fresh Fridays. Welcome, everyone. It is 8:02, and I'm broadcasting live from Chicago, Illinois. And tonight, we have a special guest. And we're going to get right into it. But before we do, we like to just say, please share this broadcast to your friends and family, to your crew members. We definitely need your support and we appreciate your support. If you have not done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel on RYC Live. That's our platform on YouTube. Or you can follow us on Facebook, RYC Live. Or Rep Your City, YO, REPYOCITY. That's Rep Your City. So tonight, without further ado, we have a special guest. This is a brother that I grew up with from back in the days. So we talking about history tonight, y'all. We talking about history. We talking about Black history. We talking about friend history. Neighborhood history, community history, and hip hop history. So we're doing it all in this segment tonight. So without further ado, I got my homeboy, my brother. He wears many hats. We grew up together from off of 101st Place, right on the southeast side of Chicago. And we lived right across the street from each other back in the days, so, this is 2022. So we talking back, like further than the back seat that can go back in your car, all the way back to the trunk. That's how we doing it tonight, y'all. We want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. You could have been anywhere around the world, but you chose to be right here with us tonight. So sit back, relax, make sure you keep it locked in to the station, RYC Live, Rep Your City. And so without further ado, we're going to ask my man. He is a poet today, but he was an MC back in the days. He was also a beatboxer, representing the elements of hip hop, rhyming in the neighborhoods and around the cities, city of Chicago here, and just rocking, you know what I'm saying? So do y'all know who he is? Maybe y'all might remember for those that was off of 101st or those that was in the community of hip hop here in Chicago, especially on the South Side. Let's bring him right in. My brother, Hurricane.
Peace and blessings, family.
All right. So how's it going, my brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. You kind of got me when you said we're going to go back. It's going to be history. I say, ooh wee, I smell the beans cooking. I smell the cornbread. I hear your mama calling your name because the lights is on and you ain't home yet. Oh man. So anybody who listens tonight, we gonna talk that old school with the white hair. Don't let it fool you. History
Yes.
and that real village living, hip hop living phenomenon that we call Chicago, man.
Yes. 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 You know, it's been a long time in coming, man. Welcome to the show, man. You're looking good.
Man, well, thank you. It's good to better with what they say. It's better to be viewed than seen, right? Or seen. No, it's better to be seen than viewed. There you go.
Oh, we got our homeboy Kingdom Rock checking in. What up, brother Kingdom?
That's my brother. Ooh, I'm glad he's listening because I got some stuff to say about this great individual, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, great individual. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, you know, me and MC Slepbox did our thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was truly, you know, Kingdom put me on. You know, he allowed me to hang out with him when I was just trying to hang out. You did.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of old school, I remember we go to Kingdom House, make cassettes, and walk from his house. Um, I want to say the Idlebees, from the Idlebees, and walk all the way to HBK.
Okay.
Man, and we rapped the whole way. Didn't nobody jump on the bus. It was a straight walk. And everybody was getting it in. We was giving out full free concerts, you did?
Look, Kingdom say keep the secrets.
I got you, my brother. I got you.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I know we have a ton of stories to share, man, but that's what it's all about. The platform is here for us to express ourselves and share our history and you know and educate people on our culture. You know,
For sure.
some people think this is the month of Black history and this should be the only 28 days that we should talk about our people as a whole. But in my opinion, you know, Black history is every day.
Yeah, every day you wake up and breathe, man. And not only when you wake up and breathe, you're making history.
Mm-hmm.
That day you put them 2 feet out your bed and on the floor to walk this world, you making history because you're here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Things
So
change when when you put the moves out there, when you make the moves. And we was hungry, man. I remember them days when we was hungry. And I remember I told you, we going back to the old school. You can hear your mama calling you because your butt ain't at home. You go down the neighborhood, everybody cooking beans, greens, and cornbread. Everybody house smelling good.
right. So hey, with that being said, let's take it back, man. Let's go all the way back to 101st place. So tell the people, you know, who you are and who you were as an individual back then in the days of growing up on 101st.
On 101st, I was this guy, young cat, no voice, wasn't nobody trying to fool with your boy, just hanging on the block. Everybody who ended up getting a bicycle, we had a bicycle gang. We was the toughest thing around on our bikes, um, causing mayhem and ruckus, jumping on the back of the CTA to ride down to the gas station to get some water balloons for a water balloon fight in the neighborhood. Told you I'm old school, bro. Ain't nobody had no money to get on the bus, but we could sure jump on the back of that Joker, man, and ride it to the gas station and jump on one to ride on back. We was hustlers from that point. We knew, man, if we don't do it, it's not gonna get done, you know. And then there was this kid who lived across the street from me, who it really became. It was known that this dude was wicked with them colors. And I remember he used to have a pair of gym shoes with these big old fat gym shoe laces, man. I mean, they boing. That was the sound they would have made if it was a sound to be made. It would be like boing. He got them shoes on. Yeah, I'm talking about you, family. You know, you know what, guys? Artistic is the first one who designed a shirt for me. He said I go by many names, which is true. I have a lot of them. But one name that stuck for a while is they called me Storm because He took this white T-shirt, and that was my favorite Marvel character, and he drew the heck out of Storm. And I wore that like some people wear underwear. I wore that shirt everywhere, every day, until holes got up into that shirt, man.
Wow. Interesting. Hey, we got one of our home girls checking in from the block. Regina Brown. She's checking in. Hey, Regina, how you doing?
Salute, old school.
Say hello to your brother Brian and Mark and Valerie, your sister, all the rest of the family. 101st represent.
Boy, you couldn't tell us nothing. And when we had those, what was it called? The block party. Wow. I remember we used to get out there. I remember my old man get out there with his little grill. Everybody be out there trying to outcook everybody. The only thing you knew was you're gonna eat good that night.
Mm-hmm.
But just playing cards, running around, doing our thing. And then hip hop was introduced. Mm-hmm. Then we got our swagger right. We started getting them boxes, them cardboard boxes, them linoleum. People stealing linoleum off their mama floor so they could use it outside and get a good spin, get a good turtle. Yeah, man. I threw my hand in that breakdancing thing. I was an up rocker though. All that spinning on my head, no, that wasn't for your boy.
I feel you.
We wasn't in that weight class. You get up there and get on your head. In my weight class, you break your neck, Joe. But we can up rock and we can get it in. Yeah. And I remember there was one time a crew came from somewhere and came on our block and just thought they was gonna handle us on our block, and we tore that behind up. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell the stories today. I'm gonna keep the secrets a secret, Kingdom, but we're gonna tell the stories today. G.
Kingdom say OZ was on y'all block, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now see that unless you're talking about another OZ, but if we're talking about the OZ from the DVS crew, that would be incorrect because he did not live on our block. So I don't know where that misconception came from, but I do know that one of the members, I believe it was Stereo from the DVS crew, he went to Harlem with Scope 062. So they were a part, Stereo was a member of the DVS crew, which was a highlight, a big crew back in the 80s. And OZ was one of the main MCs, but I don't know where that came from. I heard that before, somebody asking did he live on our block, but not the OZ from the DVS crew. Unless, like I said, unless it was another OZ that I'm not aware of that was on the block. I don't know.
Hey, Kingdom, that's a smooth suit you got on that picture, bro. Have you noticed Kingdom been coming out more like Don Juan lately? He been suiting and booting up.
Yeah.
See what happens when you get a little older in your swagger, you get a little seasoning.
Yes.
You get a little seasoning, your game change. I just decided tonight I'm gonna just keep it old school. I'm gonna put on the Dobbs hat.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back to the 80s.
Well, you're not a bad dresser yourself, my brother, with them nice African garbs you be wearing, man.
It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. And believe it or not, if it wasn't from a young brother named Michael from Museum of Science and Industry, I wouldn't have been in any of this. This whole village living, this whole African life, this whole poetic-ism and whatnot wouldn't have been me had he not took a knucklehead and said, listen, I got something to give you. And he did, and he just blessed me, and just clothes come and everything. I hear you, brother. Kingdom say sophisticated gentleman. Yes, sir. I salute
that. That's what's up. So, hey, man, I wanted to ask you, tell the people, I knew you growing up as Tiger. So can you tell the people where that name came from?
Wow, did you go all the way there? Yeah, man. That's official from my mama. My mama named me Tiger. My mama named me Tiger because when I was born, the doctor had walked into the room and he said, "What is that noise?" And she said, "That's the baby." I was still inside my mom. he said he could hear me on my way out. And so he looked at my mama and said, "You gonna have a little tiger on your hands." And the
Wow.
name stuck, G.
Wow.
And like any black man or black woman in America, they love their mama. Their mama can't do no wrong. So she called me that, and I stuck with it, boy, all the way up until now.
Wow. That's interesting. Never knew that story, but wow. Oh man, Kingdom made another comment. He says, let's see if I can post it here. Area. Hurricane had me come over there to battle.
Woo! Look, you are supposed to utilize all your resources. The coldest, oh, I can't believe I'm about to say this. The coldest MC I knew was Kingdom Rock.
Okay.
Ooh. He got me on tape saying that now. I can't even deny it no more. I did say tonight gonna be the night of truth. So I'm gonna keep it a billion. Kingdom was cold, bruh. I sit up there and I kind of mirror, check the breathing technique, you know, and stuff like that. And then that's when me and MC Slep started doing our thing, and I started to get more into the writing.
Okay.
And the performing that way. I found out I had a love for words, and it was one guy I wanted to go head to head with, and it finally happened. And it was oh, we love you too. The Queen Dean says she loves you, bro. But his name was MGD. He had a rap group that was on the L train.
Mm-hmm.
And his phrase at the end of it, he would always say, "We rap for food stamps, nickels, dimes, quarters." And I just thought that was so clever. You know, you're gonna just say, hey, you just took your begging to a whole nother level. You're soliciting to a whole nother level. You'll get your money right to a whole nother level. But me and Slep got on that train and we handled them that one day, boy. And that's when I could start letting people know I was ready to be an MC. Let's go on and perform. Let's go on and do some things. And thus we was born. Thus we were born. But I still salute Kingdom Rock on a regular.
That's what's up.
Hey Kingdom, do you remember the battle between you and DA? I'm gonna leave it there.
This is my homeboy Dean, man, checking in from the west side.
All right.
Yeah, Funky Fresh, the Dean loves y'all. Yeah, that's what's up.
Salute. And you on the west side with the best chicken I know, man. Oh man, what was the name of that chicken spot? Oh man, it was like the equivalent to Harold's on the south side.
Oh, okay. You I think I might know. I can't think of the name, but I think I might know which one you're talking about.
Man, they had that sauce, man. I wasn't allowed on the west side, but we sure would sneak on the west side about 1 o'clock in the morning just to get that chicken and shoot on back onto the south side where we belong.
You're not talking about Uncle Remus, is you?
Yes, Lord. There you go. Uncle Remus had some sauce that'd make you tell where the slaves was hiding. That Turner wouldn't have got nowhere fooling with me in this sauce. I'm telling you, we tricking on everybody, boy. Uncle Remus, I got a tear in my eye.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, I know I got it on the tip of my head. Yeah, they was pretty good too. Yeah.
They were. Especially after a couple of bottles of Zima.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, y'all don't know that. Y'all don't remember Zima.
Now let's talk a little bit about the development of you as an artist.
Gotcha.
Along with the crew that you guys formed eventually.
Well, Slep and I started this thing back and forth, and we were a part of Kingdom's group, which was Brand Rockin' All Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would follow behind them like a little kid, still trying to play football and whatnot. They allowed me to hang out with them. Thank you, blessings. And we started we went to Columbia. And for Columbia, we started running into people who were really trying to make moves. And so we ended up creating a group called First World Administration, FWA.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was me as an MC Slep as an MC, plus beatbox. And then we had a group of dancers, and they were good. They were real good. I mean, they would get other jobs that, when real prominent MCs would come in, they would end up on the show, and they would be dancing for them, and then they would come and bless us with their time. Shout out to Sister Lori. She just texted me on my phone. She's in California taking a listen to us now. She was one of the dancers. And we just made some things work. And we ended up hooking up with a guy from Columbia College named Kevin Shine. And Kevin Shine ended up getting us doing shows for Jesse Jackson. We did a couple of shows at the jail up at Cook County. And we ended up coming up with a slogan song called Pulling the Lever is Clever for voting rights. Here we are today in 2022, still talking about these same voting rights that we was penning and writing back in the 80s and in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But it just opened us to the door of this world of hip hop and what you can do. And salute to my rest in peace brother Pink House. Pink House put us on at KKC, and everything just went from there. Hustling shows. We always ended up way out. I'm on the south side, but we was like going out to do these shows. But when you're young like that, you go anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as you get them few minutes to get on the mic, that's all that mattered. And then there was a place, okay, I can't remember the name of the place, but I think it was a strip club. It was on 63rd. Can't remember the name of it. But I remember we did a show there, and my mama showed up at the show.
Oh, wow.
I had to change everything I was going to say that night. Because where we come from, you ain't cussing in front of your mama.
Right.
You don't give a dang. You gonna order your steps. But my mama showed up, and I think that was the most proudest thing for me, because she get to see that me in front of the radio and me in front of this pen and paper was paying off. It was doing something. It was meaning something. People was digging what you was saying. They were getting that thing. And so, God, I can't remember the name of that club, but it was one of the best things going. And then just coming out to the different parties and the different I forgot what those sheds that be in the park and whatnot,
mm-hmm.
and doing those shows, and then doing the show off of what was the park down the street from us, where Harlem is now.
Oh, Abbott Park.
Yeah, doing the shows up at Abbott Park. Getting with the 10 Tray Posse, getting with. Now let's start talking about some old school names. Let's talk about Vakil. Let's talk about Mr. Tongue Twister. Let's talk about the battle between Vakil and Mr. Tongue Twister at the Blue Gargoyle. Mm-hmm. You better believe we was just in the middle of greatness right there. Because as dope as Twister is right now, I will go down saying this. If there was anybody who was going to give him some competition, it would have always been Vakil. Mm-hmm. I swear they were same brothers from a different mother.
Yeah.
Just the cadence, the flow, the speed. They were incredible, man. They were incredible. And I was just lucky and happy enough to be in the party that night. 9 times out of 10, I was there with Kingdom.
Right. Well, that's what's up, man. I mean, we got, like I say, there's so many stories to share, and I was there that night too. That was definitely an epic night. But tonight's show is about you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to talk about this photo right here.
Wow. Wow. You didn't even tell me. Shout out to MC Slep. Wow. And then those were our two dancers right there. Those were the main two. Troy and I cannot remember the other brother's name right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they were dancing for everybody. MC Light came to town. They were dancing we were blessed to have them on our team. And the young man in the front, that's Allende.
Okay.
He's on Facebook now as Sun Ra 1. But when we did Pulling the Lever is Clever, he wrote a speech that went in front of the poem, talking about our history, I wish I had it so we could play it now, because we in Black history and we talking about history, making history, moving history. But I remember our money was funny, and we was able to save up enough to get the same shirt. So we can look unified, you know. He was like, you can't go out there and you be wearing that and I'm wearing that. We got to look like a group. We got to be there as a team. We got to get it up. Yeah, okay. I remember spending my last couple of quarters to get that daggone shirt.
That's what's up. Well, listen, we're going to have to take a commercial break. This is getting good. You know, I'm really loving it, feeling it all, you know, but we do got to pay some bills around here. So
yes, sir. It's always to pay your bills.
You know, so, you know, we want to continue to thank everyone for watching us here on the RYC Live show. And,
yes.
What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll pick up where we left off.
Gotcha.
You're watching the RYC Live show, and this is Rep Your City, Fresh Fridays. We do this each and every Friday night at 8 p.m. right here, live on this platform. So we'll be right back.
Wanna fight once more, my style. Fight me. We came here to battle.
Bruce Lee in the mix, right here, RYC Live. Tell me, I did not just beat him.
You're pretty good.
Welcome back to the RYC Live show. I am Artistic, your host for tonight, and we have Mr. Hurricane on the show on the set with us here tonight. So hey man, listen, I was thinking, man, we got the viewers tuned in, and since we don't have any audio or video to show tonight of your, any of your artistry, we was wondering if you could give us some live poetry on the set tonight.
Oh man, my honor, bro, my honor. I would love to. I actually said I had something for you.
Okay.
So I'll give you this one. See, if I was a poet, I would use my words to tell the story of Earth's emancipator, heaven's hero. He's my Jehovah Nissi and my Jehovah Shalom, my El Shaddai, my El Elyon. But after all the grandstanding and the stomping is done, I'm in my quiet place. And that's where the real worship begins. You see, I need you, God, more than I need my next breath. And the vision from the center keeps my priorities in check. See, I thank you for the vision. With the vision, he will make a provision, which means he will entrust pro with the vision. See, wait a minute. See, catch the relation. Vision, provision, a pro with the vision. See, Pastor Tina, Pastor Tate are my leaders on this mission. 4 steps that will usher me into step 1. Goes like this. Intimacy. Into my God, the Christ Jesus, to be in love with me. The one who loved me first, praying, worshiping, and fasting. He sees and is pleased, decreasing myself to allow for him to increase, to grow, seeking his direction, hearing God's voice and being still. But there's still 2 more steps. See, this community life with me, one to another, sisters enjoying the presence of sisters and brothers enjoying the presence of other brothers. Family with God. Family with God being the core, the center of worship. But wait, there's just one more. See, the mission that we strive to bring into fruition, to bring to these that say they don't know God, the saved and the unsaved. God is incredible. And that's when you think you have it all. There's so much more to get. The center with the vision growing up before we go up. We have 24 hours of worship and we move just like that.
Wow. Nice. What's that? What's the name of that? What's the title of that piece?
The God in Me.
Okay.
And it's titled that because I tell you, I am I'm looking for a kidney so I can live. Let's be truthful with it. I came up at a time when they said black men don't work, then a black man don't eat. So when I had a headache or anything that was wrong with my medical, I never went to the hospital to check it out. I would just take an aspirin or something to keep it moving. And one day in my grown man stage, I ended up going to the hospital and they took my blood pressure and my blood pressure was 450/400. The doctors went crazy. The nurses went crazy. They were like, please lay down. They turned off the lights, put my feet up. They said I was in stroke zone. And then right after I left the doctor's office, I ended up going to the hospital. And I wrote that piece in the hospital because it was like a rebirth. It was finally an overstanding of why I was always having headaches and why this wasn't working and that wasn't working. All I had to do was pay attention to my medical and I would have done a lot better. I know Kingdom over there talking about me now, but it was something I had to go through. And so now I work daily to be a spokesperson for men getting their health right. You know, we got to check them things. When we feel like we feel in one way, your body's not lying to you. You got to check those things out. They're trying to tell you some things. You know, when I went in there with that 400 prognosis, I should have been gone right then and there. And since I wasn't, I knew God said it was time to, you write for me now. You wrote for everybody. You've emceed, you've battled, you've done this, you've done that. You've met these people, you've been there. Now it's your turn to write for me. Can you do what I ask you to do and write for me? And my life has been different ever since then. It was just the way that I walk now is so much different than the way that I used to walk. And I honor hip hop because, once again, hip hop saved my life. You know, a lot of people say it, but I'm telling you, it saved my life. It put me in a better pedigree of people. It taught me how to get my hustle game right. And then just to see what our parents was going through with the music that they was listening to. Because we really just, all we did was jump ship and go back to where they came from, you know, and we got all that music and we added that music into a different way that we can understand it, which is why I guess I can deal with some of the hip hop of right now, but I'm real protective because people trying to slide garbage into hip hop and it's out of order. That's not a place for it. You know, hip hop gives you culture, it gives you stamina, it gives you pride, you know, it gives you a chance for kaumba, which is creativity, you know, and if you don't see nothing else, hip hop ain't nothing but creativity. Yeah. It's what we did with what we had to make it go to that next level.
Yes.
And so that's what happened with me. When I ended up coming into poetry, it was just, I found my niche. I found that's where I was at. I knew I wasn't gonna be running around the stage, you know, trying to follow a beat no more. Them days is over with for me. But I'll still get into a cipher and get it in. Okay. But you did. But this poetry has just done so much. And I tell you a quick story. I was at, what is the college? It was downtown in Chicago. But they used to do poetry. Mm-hmm. And I did a poem. My first poem, I ended up writing about a relationship. And by the time I got done with the poem, the women in the audience was upset. It was like, where's she at? We're gonna put our hands on her, type of thing. And I went to the bathroom, and there was this guy just staring at me in the bathroom. You know, bro, you get that look. You can feel somebody watching you in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this dude. And he said, I just wanted to thank you, but I just didn't want everybody out there to know what I was going through. He said, I plan to come to this poetry cipher and then tonight go home and kill myself. He was like, I was ready to end it. I'm just ready. He said, until I heard your poem and I realized that I'm not the only one going through what I was going through. And that's when I knew, okay, God, I get it. This poetry thing is going to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to write for the people. I'm going to cry for the people. I'm going to get mad with the people. But we're going to do it with the people together. And that's, you know, our ancestors who ran with the Panthers, our ancestors who ran with the MOVE organization, even our folks now who run with Chairman Fred Hampton in Chicago, hashtag Save the Hampton House. We got to stay focused for the community. You know, my sister Emerald, another dope Chicago poet, you know, is out on Woodline every other day, man, giving out free food because it's a food desert over there. Once again, hip hop moves into the community. My brother Kahari B, the disco poet, bad poet. The only person I know who could take house music and his words and put that stuff together, and it's the best gumbo you ever tasted, you know. And so these folks, and Mama Dina Dean, all these folks, I'm name dropping them because I'm honored to be sitting on stages with them. I'm honored to work with them. We keep that community living going, no matter how rough it gets, no matter how the snow come down, no matter how Lori, Miss Lightfoot is doing her thing in Chicago. We know that we got to do for self, and so we do for self. We don't wait for everybody to come and slide down on you and help you out. Our mamas ain't do none of that. So that's how we get down. We get down where we live.
Okay, now let me say something real quick. So my aunt is tuned in and she's watching, and she just made a comment. She says, "I love what this man is about."
Blessings to that.
So
Blessings.
now I don't know if she remembers you, but you know, it for you and for those that's listening or watching, he lived right across the street. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if this works. This is something I'm going to try to do.
Dude, don't you pull up no old school pictures from Holy Angels.
This is actually a map quest that I'm going to add to the screen, and we're gonna go down 101st place.
Wow.
Let's see if this thing works here. Hold on. Let me take off these captions so they won't be in the way. And we're gonna see if this works. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Take this off and this off. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this to our stream. There we go.
Oh wow.
There we go. So now I'm gonna go and navigate. Is that moving?
Yeah, it's moving.
Okay, so let's just see. So this is where we lived, right here.
That's where you live.
Yep. So that was a 19 East, 101st place.
Yes, sir.
And then Clyde lived right here, next door. You know, and his sister. Well, no, right, Clyde, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Clyde and his sister.
then that gray house. Go to the left, right there. There's a great. Go back to the left.
Right here.
Right there. That's where Angie stayed.
Okay.
Now you know Angie used to look like Whitney Houston. I had a crush on Angie. Oh my God. I would go sit on her porch and talk to her mama. You know how you got to get in with the family.
Right.
I'd be sitting there until she came home. I forgot what school she went to, but she man, that was my Whitney Houston.
Now this is where
my house.
This is where you stayed, right here. That's where
I used to stay.
And Karen and Cedric lived on the second floor, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Karen Myers.
Oh, they got a gate up there now. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, bougie. They're the only ones on the block with a gate.
So yeah, this is the old block right here. You know, you take a little ride down 101st.
And then Michael and them used to live next door to me.
Right.
And then there was Kevin and them that lived down a couple of houses.
Right. Kevin and Brian and Ken and Sam. That was my crew right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. This actually works. I was wondering if that was gonna show up for us.
Ooh, you done took me really back down memory lane now, bro. Wow.
Oh man, yeah. So let's see here. Oh, she say my aunt. She has amnesia now. She's forgetting a lot.
Well, I'm glad she appreciates what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So I'll take that honor all day, every day.
Right. Yeah. That's what's up. You know, we gotta, and again, you know, we're talking about our history, we're talking about our culture. Talk a little bit about the museum project. Let's talk about both museum projects. The one that took place at the Museum of Science and Industry, and then the one that we have currently over in Bronzeville.
Oh, well, you know, let's see. Anybody who knows Chicago knows MSI. They know Museum of Science and Industry. And so me and a brother of mine named James were in charge of the tour guides or the docents. And so they got a bid coming in to do a hip hop exhibit. And they were saying, who we gonna get to run this exhibit? And I'm like, what? Ouch, what? You ain't got to look no further. We got this thing, you know? And I'm gonna tell you, bro, every day of the exhibit, it was always a packed house. We had a like a karaoke machine back there, so if you wanted to get your rap on, MC Hammer, everything was back there. And we had a little club, and we called it Club Illinois. And so they would come back there and do their thing. And do you know, the security that normally goes around the museum, there was never really no security in our area.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think is the dopest is that Chicago came together full strength, and we didn't need any out of order. There was no out of order business.
Mm-hmm.
There was no problem. Gangbangers knew that was a neutral zone. The writers knew, come in there and get your right on. MCs knew to come in there, and I'm running the karaoke. So if I know I got some MCs, we're gonna shut down the music and let the MCs do their thing. So they got a chance to shine in the Museum of Science and Industry. And it was just dope, bro. It was so incredible. Mm-hmm. And then I gotta thank Museum of Science and Industry, because when I finally left the Museum of Science and Industry, I ended up going to the DuSable Museum. So now I'm in my element. Now I'm in Black everything. And because of the hip hop exhibit, we ended up having Jasmine Guy's book signing tour at DuSable. And it was about Tupac's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm walking through the museum, and I see this lady who grabs me by the arm, and she says, "Well, can I go get a smoke?" She said, "I gotta speak, but I need a smoke." I said, "I'll take you where you can get you a smoke and then walk around to the other side of the theater." So I'm chopping it up, talking, and not realizing I'm sitting here talking to Tupac's mom.
Wow.
And so she said she loved how we did, how I handled myself and how we would work in the museum. And so she sent a ticket, and I ended up going to Stone Mountain, Georgia, where they had Tupac's first museum. I know they just opened up one now in LA, but his original that was put together by his mom, she asked me to come down and help set it up, get the archival stuff in order. I tell you a secret. I had $20 in my pocket and this free ticket to go to Atlanta. I took the $20, and when I got to Atlanta, I bought a 2-liter of Coca-Cola and a big bag of Cheetos. And every night that they didn't feed me, that was dinner for me back at the hotel. You can make it work with $20, bro. I'm telling you.
Nice.
But then coming all the way up till now, we got Mr. Artistic, who is like working super hard, who is like the encyclopedia of Chicago hip hop. And thank God for that, because every time we watch like Showtime and all these others, it's always New York. And I watched one of those documentaries, and somebody had said, to be in a blessing that somebody thought enough about this art form, they said to record it. And so we have those. We have Biggie and Tupac rapping together. We have, the Jungle Brothers and the whole Native Tongue family, how they got together. But then we can switch gears to all of that and talk about just the folks in our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. The folks you can go see who end up getting the same J&J fish everybody else is getting. Mm-hmm. But last night you just saw them on stage killing it. You can see, somebody like Twista, somebody like Kanye up at the museum or somewhere because they in the neighborhood, and we've done things. And shout out to Kanye. I remember the first time I met him, his mom was alive, and she was trying to get some tickets. She was trying to get some good seats at the DuSable. And I knew who she was. And so I said, ma'am, you come with me, because that's royalty to me, So we're gonna take care of mama the whole time. And then he thanked me for taking care of his family when he got finished doing what he was doing. But I thank God that in this position that I'm in, I get to meet and have all these stories to share, And I on purpose talk about spots like J&J Fish, because that's where we was at. We was up, you know, at the no disrespect, but we was at the Jewtown spot getting them Polishers. You know, trying to get a pork chop sandwich, trying to get them onions on your Polish right.
Oh boy.
And them greasy fries.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. God is God. I know that's right.
Shout out to my homeboy Dub C's checking in. Say greetings, family.
Peace and blessings to you. Salute.
Yes, sir. So tell the viewers, how was your experience at the current Chicago hip hop exhibit that's currently in effect right now over in Bronzeville?
First of all, if you haven't gone over there and see it, shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you. You need to get over there and see it, because you're going to see a picture, you're going to see some artwork, you're going to see the flyers that's going to just throw you all the way back to that time. It was nothing but a homegoing for me. It was just a family reunion, because you don't know who's going to walk through that day. The people who are doing the tours, Artistic is phenomenal, Kingdom is incredible, and these are people that you can trust, that you're going to get the real story of Chicago hip hop, coming from Abbott Park, coming from the Ida B's, coming from the Ickies, you know. The Ickies, salute to the Ickies. First time I got robbed. See, and now we're about to go old school. Anybody knows anything about Halloween when the Ickies was around? It's the Ickies, they used to throw this big party. And I remember we went to the party and we got inside. Oh, that was Top Dog. Wow.
Yeah, that was Double C from Top Dog and Double C, the MOC crew.
Man. See, I remember these cats like the DDJs, you know, and Billy the beatbox. You know, let's go old school for a second, you know. Knowing that we out on corners we ain't even supposed to be on. Mama's at home mad as heck about where we at. And we out here trying to be hip hop, you know. We trying to live this life. But it was so worth it. It was so worth it. But people true. And as you get older and you get better, I like to call it seasoning, you know. Mm-hmm. And as you get seasoned, your move changes. You understand what's going on and how important family is and how important this hip hop thing is. That's all we had, you dig? That's what gave us our being.
Yeah.
We stopped understanding and we started to overstand, you know. And as much as I love the MCs like, you know, Public Enemy and all the ones that everybody know, we got to go back to these old school cats who we would sit, you know, and just listen to on the buses and on the L's in the parks, you know, and battling. Man, I remember one time we went to go battle. This sounds so bogus. We went to go battle this girl, MC Precious.
Oh, wow.
MC Precious was the business on the South Side. She was shooting down jokers left and right. I think that's when Kingdom, you know, I think that's what Kingdom was talking about too, because I was like, shoot, let's go get the best MC I know, and let's go get this thing in. Oh, but let me get back to the Halloween and the Ickies. So we get to the party and come to find out that the promoter was bogus. It wasn't a DJ, it was a radio. And we found out there wasn't nobody real at this party.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the gangbangers came out. Gangbangers picking off people left and right. And at this time, Coda was the business. If you had a Coda jacket, a Coda jersey, a Coda anything, they were snatching it from you that night. And I remember we got into the elevator at the Ickies. And these folks were so gangster, they jumped in the elevator, they had my homeboy, I can't say his name. I ain't gonna do you like that, bro. We're gonna keep your name a secret. But they stripped that brother, boy. They stripped him to his draws.
Wow.
Yeah, they got my wallet, but they was not gonna get my pants. We were gonna have to fight for that one.
You know, sometimes Chicago may not be so kind.
Sometimes it might not be, but I'm telling you, the taste, going down and kill it at the taste, going and doing shows on the west side, on the north side, at all the parks. That was the best thing. But the biggest thing of all, every MC who was an MC was in the park right after the Bud Billiken parade. So after the parade, we was all going to eat some good food and get some real good MC work in. Oh, I remember them days.
Yeah.
But I'm having a moment now.
For sure. That's what it do to you when you start talking about history. You know. So now let's kind of summarize it up and tell the viewers what you got going on today, because as you were saying, you was telling me in the outset earlier about public speaking and a lot of the community work and projects that you got going on. Talk about that a little bit.
I became an MC because I liked wordplay. I became a poet because I found something I was good at. But I guess people like I don't know what it is, but I've been asked to host a lot of programs. And one of the biggest things for me right now is we're getting ready to do on March 18th, we're getting ready to do a kidney survivor roast. So they picked 5 people out of Texas who are on dialysis right now, and they want to just give them their flowers. Because in the midst, if you've never had dialysis, I'm telling you, it pulls stuff out of you. It's like if you've ever seen, I don't know, a science fiction show, and they take the body that's inside a body and pull it out that body. That's us. And it's a tiring time, but you still find a way to move forward. You still find a way to do community work. And so we're gonna do that. And I do a lot of hosting and speaking, running my own poetry set called Poetic Therapy here in Texas. And we having fun with it because everything can become cliquish. And I don't live like that. Everybody can come and be free in a safe zone and spit what they spit, and we move forward. You know, the only thing I have a problem with is if it's not uplifting the community. You know, because you can tell a story and you can tell how hard your life is, but you can still be an uplifting brother to somebody else. Right. You know, so what we not gonna do is focus on the negative when God has given us so much positive. You just got to know where to look. You know, it's like them what them big old holes they call in Chicago,
potholes.
Yeah, you got to know how to maneuver around the pothole. You know, there's a pothole on Exchange that ain't going nowhere, and you know it's gonna tear up the bottom of your car, so you move around it. Right. Thank God that you have the wisdom to move around. And that's so instead of complaining about it, we do what we got to do and move on. Yep. That's what's up. So where can people find you? How can they connect with you? Man, I am on Facebook. I am Mondrea, which is my middle name, Harmon. People's like, Mondrea, who the heck is that? Did you make that name up? I wasn't that clever to make that name up. And it's actually French for meaning with the strength of God. Okay. My mama was cool like that. I'm telling you, you know my mama. You knew my mama. So. Yep. She instilled us with names that would make us put in work to live out the creed of our name. And so that's what we're doing now. And we're just moving forward. I actually got my own, anybody who can see the African heads on my wall, I have those I got a shop here in San Antonio. We open every Saturday, and we got videos from Hidden Colors to buck breaking, and we got Smell Good oils, and we got all of our material comes from all Black owned folk. So we deal with the nation to get our cleaning supplies and our toiletries and whatnot. Yeah, man, black folks making everything. You know, no disrespect to Walmart, but sometimes you need to come to the Black Mart and get some of your black stuff, you know. And if my brother Euless is watching, because he keeps texting me, and if he tells me one more time I look like Professor X, we're going to have a problem. There's going to be some furniture moving around here. But I must admit, if I needed somebody, boy, Professor X taught me a lot, you know.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, shout out to hip hop. But again, if I wanted to learn about, you know, community living here, then I just turn on 10 Trey, or I get some chamber, or, you know, Kingdom, you know, I ain't gonna not say ill state, you dig? And just, we were in the midst of all of it. And doing something for the community. We was living righteous. Some of us might not have seen we was living righteous, but we were keeping hip hop alive. And that's what you're doing right now, Artistic. And I thank you for that, because I have that picture that says Chicago, and everybody is on this picture. And you just sit there and be like, I know that person, and I know that person, and I know that person, and I work with that person. And I've never met Ange 13, but I'm gonna tell you, she one of the coolest, illest female MCs who could kill it, you know. Ange 13, my cousin Candy, whose cousin is Murder One from OCU. I mean, this is real family right here, you know. And everybody from London Town, you know. I had an uncle in London Town who was a producer and never knew it. He lived that close to us and never knew that he was in this business. And we was all running wild out here, just trying to get our shine and our time. And, you know, I'm gonna say salute to Kevin Shine. You know, I forget what record company he works for now, but he one of the first people who got us out there to get our feet wet, dealing with politics and everything else that came along with hip hop. And some of the pitfalls and some of the mistakes that I made, I'm thankful for those, because I've learned from them to move the business now. And now I'm looking at all these folks like you, like Kingdom, who are pouring into this. You got your podcast, got your radio station. Rep Your City is the best. Chicago, I'm gonna tell you, not only do they got the best hip hop, because I love the cadence of Chicago hip hop over anybody, they got the best food too. So then you get them chicken wings, mild sauce fries, coleslaw, and a good cassette. You good for the night. I promise you, HPK, Lord, they need to have you here.
Well, hey, my brother, man, listen, it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show tonight, but we are out of time. We want to thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. You know, we talked about bringing you on the show, and we finally made it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, you know, anything that I can do from here, there, even jumping on a plane and coming back there, I will do for the culture.
Yes. Yes.
Because the culture taught me, you know, I mean, just, and I know we got to go, but just, you know, you can see all my family on YouTube doing something for the culture.
Yeah.
You know, and that was hip hop that was instilled in us and now into our children. Kingdom Son out here making EPs and whatnot. Everybody getting it in. So, you know, I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful for you all to keep the culture and the future of the culture alive.
Word up, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, hey, listen, man, until next time, we look forward to your continued success.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, keep in touch. And, you know, this has been a great show. You know, we hope.
I'm coming to get on one of them posters, man.
Yeah, we're going to make that happen, too. We hope everyone have enjoyed the show. And until next Friday, rep your city. And
rep your city.
We will see you back next week. Hey, don't stay on. Once I conclude, we're going to chop it up a little bit backstage, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm Artistic, and I'm out. Peace.